Brownville is named for one of our great national military heroes, General Jacob Brown, who started his early years as a smuggler. Young Jacob was one of the first settlers of Brownville, an area originally inhabited by the Oneida tribe, and one of the first to be settled in Jefferson County.
He and his brother John came to up the river to the north and settled in Brownville. They built their log cabin, and then they sent for the number of the Brown family to move up there, which they did.
In September 1788, the Oneidas, by treaty, conveyed the greater part of their land to the state. This treaty was confirmed by the United States in 1784. Less than a decade later, in 1791, Alexander Macomb bargained for a large tract of the area, ultimately selling it to a European landowner. A local property manager was appointed to oversee things and to sell to any interested parties. Before his smuggling days, young Jacob Brown was a schoolteacher and land surveyor. At one point in his young adult life, Brown saw the advantage of selling a product known as potash in Canada. The smuggling of the ash-like product earned himself the nickname Potash Brown. In the early days when potash was created, potassium was leached from wood ashes and concentrated by evaporating the leachate in large iron pots. The ash was used for making gunpowder and fertilizer.
When the Browns came to the Brownville area and they cut down the trees and they burned the excess wood and the stumps and found that the ash was a fertilizer, that when they had planted their crops a little on the late side, the ash made them grow faster. And they found out that the potash was a good fertilizer and it had a market in Canada. So they started selling it in Canada.
The sales of potash generated plenty of cash that allowed the family to further invest in the area. And so they began building what was supposed to be a structure to house prisoners during the War of 1812. But it wasn't finished on time. Started sometime in 1811, the Brown Mansion is a 22-room limestone structure that took 4 years to complete. The war ended before construction was finished. The Browns occupied the upper floor during this time and eventually made the mansion their permanent residence. Today, the mansion is the Brownville Glen Park Library and the village clerk's office. It was placed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1980. As for General Brown, he achieved victory over the British at the Second Battle of Sackett's Harbor. The result saw him commissioned as a brigadier general in the U.S. Army. His many victories over the British made Brown a national hero. Enough that when he passed on in 1828, he was given a mile-long funeral procession down Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington.
The historic piece you just watched comes from an original 4-part documentary series called Discovering Jefferson County. The series was produced right here at WPBS. If you'd like the entire series at your fingertips, you can order your own copy and enjoy all 4 parts in the comfort of your own home.